Now we have the game of the day, which I've already made a video about. I already made a video for chess.com's YouTube page. I always do a game of the day. You can also watch on Aged or his video is 10 and a half minutes. I didn't watch it. And mine's 16. I don't know how you analyze this game in 10 minutes. Like, I talk really fast, and I sort of gloss over things. So I don't know how he did it in 10 and a half minutes. And that includes, like, the preamble and, the postscript. I mean, he says, hi, I'm, whatever, welcome to my channel. I don't know what he says. And then at the end, he's like, yay, the guy won. So I don't know how he did it in 10 and a half minutes. Yeah. Blink 182, no. Yeah. It's not memorization. I can't remember anything. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny, the Capablanca thing that you asked. Kaidanov told me Karpov doesn't look more than one move ahead. It's all exaggerated. Karpov and Capablanca knew how to play chess. And Smyslov. They could feel, they look at a position, they judge it correctly, they know what the right ideas are, and they play a lot by feel. They analyze a little bit. And Kasparov analyzes every legal move in every position to the end. And then everybody's confused. Super grandmasters are confused when Kasparov was analyzing in his prime. They just sat there and didn't say anything because it was embarrassing. I saw Kasparov beat Agdestein. You can find the game in Tilburg, 89, 90, or 91. I don't know. One of them. And this was the one Kasparov got 12 out of 14. He has 7-0 with white and 3 wins and 4 draws with black. He's white against Agdestein. Agdestein's trying to mate him, and Kasparov queened. So Kasparov had 2 queens. And Agdestein didn't mate him, so he resigned because he's not a queen. And I saw them analyze the game, and it looked like God analyzing with somebody who didn't know the rules. That's what it looked like. And Agdestein, was shown why some move lost. Then, a minute later, he's like, what about here? And I'm like, Kasparov just showed him that. And he's like, yeah, I showed. He's like, oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Are you kidding me? It looked like Kasparov was 900 rating points better than the number 20 player in the world. Now, Agdestein was better at soccer, so I got him on that. Okay. Yeah, he was a striker for the Norwegian soccer team, Agdestein. Then he got a really bad leg injury, and that was the end of him. Truth hurts. Yeah. Right. Fischer, Kasparov, Anand, and Kramnik, and that's it. That's it. I don't know what Morphy saw, but he saw a lot too. I just don't know. Those 4 I know. Yeah. That's correct. He was, one of the best soccer players in Norway. Probably, I'm not kidding either. I'm not kidding. Probably if Magnus quit chess when he was a teenager, I would have no doubt if he wanted to, he could play on the soccer team. He's really athletic. He's fast, strong, and he's pretty good at soccer anyway. But if he devoted his life to it, Norway's not one of the top 10, 20 countries in the world. So I think he could play for their team. Also, he could practice with Agdestein, who did play for the team. But I guess Magnus decided being the best chess player in the world was better than being, me at soccer. So, right, exactly. No, I'm not kidding. Yeah. Magnus is very athletic. He's good at every sport. He's very tall, very strong, and very fast. He's not kidding around. Kick your ass. All right. He acts like a doofus on stream, but I act more like a doofus than these guys hate on him. He's just doing my spiel, but he's not as good at it. Why does Magnus act like a doofus? That's funny, right? Yeah. Magnus is pretty funny. Obviously, English isn't his first language, so sometimes, but okay. If I did a stream in Norwegian, it wouldn't seem so funny, especially if you're Norwegian. No, Magnus can't box. No, terrible. I'm reasonably funny. Yeah. I did write for the magazine Skakbladet. Okay, it seems unlikely. The Danish magazine, because I would send them stuff in English and they would translate it into Danish. But when I lived in Europe between 88 and 92, they wanted stuff from me all the time. So there you go. Yeah. Very few Americans have heard of the the Danish chess magazine Skakbladet. But, what are you going to do? That was before you were born. Probably the magazine is, defunct now. Okay, this was the game of the day. And as I said on my video, it's not clear what Anish is going to play on move 1. But if you play e4, Ding Liren's going to play black in a Rui if he can. So Anish, prepared for this game, and Ding didn't know what Anish would play, but he knew what Ding would play. Right? He knows this is going to happen. This is what Ding plays. Now, Rook e1's the main move, and so he played a lesser-known move and prepared it forever and hoped that Ding didn't prepare this forever, because it's possible Giri's never played that. I'd say it's likely. So Giri's preparing all day and night for years, and Ding Liren's like, Giri played here? What? Rook e1's the common move. Okay. And in this position, knight d7's more common, but I think the super GM's like bishop here, because the knight's attacking the pawn. Okay, now in this position, almost every game in my database was b3. That way the knight can go here, the bishop can go here. And he played knight b3, which I can't find in my database. So I guess it's a novelty. I don't know. Or my database isn't up to date. And that has a lot different idea. White wants to go here and say, what you going to do when I come for you? Bad night, bad night. What you going to do? What you going to do when I come for you? Bad night, bad night. And Ding played so flexibly, it's unclear where he's going to castle and avoid a hassle. And after here, you got to make the decision now. Rook b8, which means you're going to castle here, or castle now. You can't play b6 because c6 is hanging. So he castled, which I think is consistent. I think if you're going to play here and here, allowing you to castle, you should castle. Otherwise, you could have castled earlier, kingside. Okay, now it's double-edged, which is not as complicated as triple-edged, which happens later, right? That should be like a razor company should say that. Yeah. Why didn't Anand become world champion before Kasparov retired? Kasparov was better. In the 1995 World Championship match at the World Trade Center, the first 8 games were drawn between Kasparov and Anand won the 9th game. So after 9 games, Anand was ahead. And then that was the end of Ishii. Then he got beat whoever got beat in 95. I don't know, whoever that was, that's how he got beat. He lost 4 of the next 7 games. Frankly, ridiculous. So if he won that match, he would have been world champion. But Kasparov was always better than Anand. And, that's the way it was. And Anand was really good. Really good. But Kasparov was better. Truth hurts. Okay. So he played queen e2, random legal move. And then he wanted to play b4 and or d4. And Ding Liren, did his Consuelo impression and said, no. a3, Giri's like, I want to play b4. We castled opposite sides. c6 I don't like, and I don't understand. I really hate that move. It's not the worst move he made of the game, but I don't understand why he played c6. Obviously, he wants these square for his pieces, but at what cost? Never move pawns in front of your king. Okay, so he did. Okay, and the engine says white's, somewhat better. Now, after h3, as I said in my video today, bishop e6 is good attacking the knight, putting a question to white. But when you play bishop here pinning the knight, it's hard to change your focus and do something else. So he just maintained the pin. That's a mistake you would see a lot in a human game, because that's why he went there. Not to go here. But it turns out here's better because it's not clear what white should do about that. This is also a mistake, but it's too complicated for a grandmaster to figure out during a game, I think. And the reason it's a mistake is it undefends this pawn. And Ding Liren found f5, which is excellent. And the idea is after takes, which was not played, c4, which is explosive. Thanks, Tam Crude. Thanks for this sub. Jude NYC is rating with a party of 50. That's like 47 more people than you usually have. Good job. That's a big raid. Thank you, Jude NYC. You're the best person who ever lived until somebody raised with 51 or more. All right. But thanks for the raid. You're the greatest. Go, Jude. And we should get a present for Jude soon, because I think he turns like 10 on his next birthday, or is it 9? Yeah. Something like that. I'm the best. I have to keep making fun of your age because it's funny. Who's older, you or Thirsty Monster? You're older, right? Or you're not? Who's older, Thirsty Monster or Jude? Also, are you the same person? Who's higher rated and who's older? I demand answers. Thirsty Monster's older. Who's higher rated? I need to know these things because I just think they're the same person. Thirsty Monster's higher rated and older. But if he's higher rated and older, that's fair because when Jude gets to Thirsty Monster's age, he could be higher rated than Thirsty Monster was at that age. Or something. Yeah, I know one's from California, one's from New York City. Yeah, I know. Yeah, so then if you play DC, then E4. Right. That'll teach him to play Bishop E3. If the bishop wasn't there, this would be pinned. Then he could do something, like G4. So after here, this is forced, this, and now the brilliant bishop takes F3. That's really hard to see. And the point is, after here, this wins a piece again. And so you have to play horrible GF. Ugh, God, and black's much better. Terrible. Okay, so you can't play EF, which means F5 is a good move. And after this, he played another good move, Queen F7, ignoring the bishop, attacking the knight, and putting pressure here. As Giri pointed out after the game, as did Elsha Moradiabadi. And it was funny, Moradiabadi was crying, and I was like, dude, what's wrong? And he said, I ain't got Moradiabadi. Nobody cares for me. Anyway, so in this position, after Rook B1 defending his knight, and later going for the open B file, which happened, now Ding Liren has a clear way to get an advantage. And as Giri pointed out, Ding was pushing, and then he pushed too hard. And, you don't want to get Giri in a red, right? If you get him in a red, I'm just saying, oh, you're in a red? I'm back here cleaning up skull. You should be cleaning up the skull, and I should be in the front. We're switching. Pulp Fiction. Now, this is the way for black to get an advantage. Trade everything, Rook HF8, and white's position is shallow and pedantic. Black is much better here. I think they would have drawn because Giri is in good form and Ding isn't. But black's pressing here. White's got nothing. He's all talking a badge. So forth. Yeah, I'm the one on brain detail. Yeah. Louis Prima hype, that is correct. Yeah. Or if you like terrible versions of Louis Prima, listen to David Lee Roth. Boo, boo, boo. Yeah. Boo. You sending the wolf? That's all you had to say. All right. As long as I don't quote the whole thing, I won't get kicked off of Twitch. All right, Rook B1. Imagine if the jokes that I made on Twitch were written by Quentin Tarantino. I'd be banned immediately. Frankly, ridiculous. Yeah. Was my nickname in high school. Good, good. That's right, the game hen. Very good. Yeah. Yeah, this is my stream. I do whatever I want. If you don't like it, oh no. But the other thing's a business thing. I'm supposed to analyze a game. And also, the main reason I don't act totally insane when I do the game analysis for chess.com is they want that video, they want like 8 to 10 minutes, and I still do 15 minutes. So if I acted like me, the video would be like an hour. There'd be like 50 minutes of me saying nonsense, and then 10-minute video, and then they wouldn't hire me anymore. And they wouldn't show the video, and they would ban me, my children, and my children's children. Luckily, only for 3 months. Okay, Ding played G5, and I'm not going to complain about that, right? Ding's going for it. Just in bad form, but it's still okay. Black's not lost. Okay, EF5, and in this position, he made a very, he played G4. Yeah, G4 is terrible. Queen F5 is okay. Knight c5 is okay. And either way, black's fine. After g4, he's in a lot of trouble. Knight g5 is a good move, attack of the queen, and h4. So black's attack is stopped, and the knight wanted to go to e4 anyway, because that's a great square. And white's just going to start attacking. Roar. And black, that's nothing. Now, he played b6, which I really hate. I would say that's the worst move of the game. c6 was bad, and b6 is worse. Now white can just play bishop e3, and I don't understand b6 at all. Terrible. Weakening a6, weakening c6, weakening his king. Boo! So Ding is in bad form. c6 is bad, b6 is bad, g4 is bad. f5 was great. I mean, the guy is 2,800, so he plays good moves, but he's in bad form. Too many bad moves for him. Now, if you remember a year and a half ago, Ding tied for first in the tournament with Magnus, then beat him in the rapid playoff. God damn. So Ding's good, but not this tournament. Bishop e3 is probably the best move, but Anish played the exciting move which surprised Dublov, even though Dublov would play it all day. Knight e4. He's like, take my bishop. I dare you. I double dare you. Do they speak English in bishop? And he shouldn't take the bishop. He should play g3 and try to get some counterplay. But he's in bad form. He took the bishop. Another bad move. And this position, even though black's a piece up, this is terrible. This is terrible. Isolated, isolated, isolated. And as I pointed out in the video of the day, the king is always bad. Sometimes when you're attacking, either your attack succeeds or it doesn't succeed. Here, it either succeeds or it'll succeed later. Nothing succeeds like excess. So this king is just bad forever. Forever. And, he's going to lose. Now, the other issue for black's position is there's lots of moves that look reasonable, and the engine says, no, there's usually only one reasonable move. So maybe knight b8 was better at defending his pawns, but that's really hard to play. So he played knight f6, that's more human. And Giri played the beautiful knight d6 check. Great move. You have to take it. And now the king, the emperor has no clothes, right? And we can't show that on Twitch because they make you wear clothes. Seb Black subscribed to tier 1. Now I want to apologize because it's really hard to distinguish my streams from Eric Rosen. They're basically the same, right? Same tone and tenure. I have tenure, tenor, and I am a tenor. And, same kind of volume and, same kind of jokes. So I apologize. I'm Ben Feingold. I'm not Eric Rosen, just in case you were confused. Is Eric a vegan? Ish don't think so. Yeah, Eric's too loud. Terrible. Okay, I was saying Eric Rosen, but obviously, Lily Flower Mountain subscribed. Good. Yay, the new camera's great. There isn't a new camera, but thanks. Okay, but maybe you're kidding. I don't know. Okay, takes. Now, the point of the pawn sacrifice that white just made was to play the brilliant d4, not the shallow and pedantic here, which also gives white the advantage, or queen b2, and they get the Feingold gun. d4. Now, Grishuk's a gangsta, so you don't like the Feingold gun. He plays, actually it's Giri. I was close. I almost knew who it was. Queen takes a6 as the threat. D takes e5 as the threat. And even though black is up a piece, you call that a piece? This is a piece? No. And the king is super safe for white, and this king is not super safe or will ever be safe. And an opposite side castling, that's worth more than a piece. One guy gets attacked the next 20 moves, and one guy never gets attacked. Ridiculous. Okay, he played c5, not the engine move, but he didn't want to face that. And the engine move is king d8, which is also losing. Okay, so he takes on c5 with the knight. He finally gets his rook into the game. And after queen c4, it's over. Now, what's funny is, if I was playing a blitz or bullet game and I was white, I would think, I have good compensation for the piece. This is very hard to play for black. So in a blitz and bullet game, I would take white, but I wouldn't know the evaluation. I'm playing quickly. I would say, I don't know if white's better or black's better, but it's easier to play white. And the engine says white is plus 1 billion. The engine resigns with black. It says it's over. He resigned here, and the engine says that was your best move. Now, if I was black and I didn't resign, as I said on my Game of the Day video, I would go here. That seems very reasonable. And this move wins, but this move wins the most. And if you want to know what move wins the most, you have to know the tongue twister, what noise annoys an oyster. Any noise annoys an oyster, but a noisy noise annoys an oyster most. Truth hurts. And now it says like plus 1 billion. There's no move here for black. Can't move. Can't hang your rook. Can't move horizontally because, so you move vertically, then you get the beat down of all time. And you can't play knight d7 or queen d7 because this is made in either case because the knight's pinned. So you have to go here, and then after here you have to resign again. Rook b8 mate, queen c7 mate, Papa John's, and the engine announces mate. The engine says it's mate in 5 now. Queen takes f2 is the best move. So Giri had a very good understanding of this piece sacrifice, better than Ding did. Because Ding took it, but he shouldn't have. And then he got beat really fast. Those were good defenders of his king, except for one thing. The funny thing is, 20 moves ago, his pawns were here. And now they're gone. c5, c6, b6. Did you see Giri doing that? Ish don't think so. Moving pawns in front of your king is very dangerous, even if you're 2800, etc.